So the question is this: what's dormant in your life? What is dead that needs a Lazarus effect? What is that thing that seems bigger than you to the point where it's crushing your vision? You've been diagnosed with the sickness? Well, me too. I'm here to awaken your life and to ignite your visions by helping you learn how to live an elevated life and beyond your situations. I'm your host, Timothy Griffin, and you're now tuned in to the Living Beyond, the podcast. Family, what is up? What is good? Welcome back to another episode of the Living Beyond podcast, season 3. I believe this is episode 6 now, man. Like, we running. We got the ball in our hand and we are running. I'm your host, Timothy Griffin, the one who awaken lives and ignite visions, and you are in for a treat this episode. Listen, the first 5 seasons I took and I went and I talked about my book, the Living Beyond book. Listen, if you haven't got the book, I'm an author. If you haven't got my book yet, I need you to go to www.IamTimothyGriffin.com right now and get the book. I promise you, it's going to give you 5 keys on how to live beyond whatever it is in life you may be facing, whatever it is in life you may be struggling with, whether that's sickness, mental depression, whatever the case is in life, anything that's oppressing you, anything that's holding you back from destiny. The book is going to help you out. And I'm working on something special right now to release with the book. Hopefully it'll be here by the end of the year. We go see. Y'all pray with your boy on it. We working, but yeah, we go see. We go release it out for you all so that you can purchase that as well. But man, we about to get into this episode. And before we do, because I don't want any interruptions for this episode, I'm going to go ahead and let our sponsor speak for this episode. So y'all listen up and hear the word from our sponsor on today. Yeah, I'm your sponsor on today. I'm the sponsor. Listen, if you need any type of creative services for your church, right? If you need any type of creative services for yourself or your business, if you need any type of spiritual development, if you need anybody to come in and do a workshop for your organization, if you need mentorship, if you need a guide on how to live beyond, head on over to www.IamTimothyGriffin.com and you can see the services that we offer there. We will be so delighted to help you out with whatever you need, as long as we can help you in that area. Listen, if you're looking for any of those services, www.IamTimothyGriffin.com. Go ahead and schedule your appointment today. Let's get back into this show. All right, family, we are back. And let's talk about it. If you've been here before, if you've been listening to the podcast, you already know what I'm about to say. Go to your kitchen, go to the pantry, grab your favorite snack, grab your favorite beverage, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. If this is your first time listening to this podcast, I want you to do something very, very special for me. If you're on YouTube right now, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Get me to 100. I should be at 100 by now. Get me to 100. If you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, Google, whatever the case may be, go ahead and leave a review for us, man. Leave a review, subscribe, like, comment, share with your friends and family. Like, let's get the engagement up on these posts, on these episodes, and let's continue to share the love to help people live beyond in this community. So let's talk about it. I've been in revival like for an entire week, right? If you follow me on social media, you know that I've been in revival from Monday all the way to Sunday at Forward City Church Engage Culture. Some would say it was a conference. For me, it was nothing short of a revival. Like, when I say I was revived, I was refreshed, I was renewed, like I was strengthened. It was something that I've never experienced before in a very, very, very long time. And it was much needed, man. It was much needed. Like, everything from Pastor Travis, from Pastor Jackie, from forward worship music, like from the worship team. Like when I say anointed and prophetic, like yo, these words to this song, like if nothing else, like get you out of misery, you know what I'm saying? Get you out of what you're feeling, you know what I'm saying? To get you connected to him. Them lyrics in all of the songs, they will definitely do that. I promise you, they will definitely do that. And so, being that we've already talked about the 5 chapters of my book, I'm gonna take y'all through some things that I've learned, like that have stuck with me um throughout my time at being in revival, being at engaged culture. Like it was man, I just wish you had to be in the building to really understand the impact that happened and that transpired that day. You know what I'm saying? Well, that entire week, to be honest. You had to be in the building. But listen, I don't know I don't know what it is you may be facing in your life right now, right? It may seem overwhelming. It may seem like it should take you to a point of depression. It may look funny. It may look scary. It may be dark for you. But I come bearing some good news, right? Like a lot of times we are placed in situations where it looks like the enemy has power, control, authority over our very situation. But I want you to know, like, we truly serve a God of the turnaround. Go ahead and type that in the comment section right now. Just type God of the turnaround. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I just felt it. Your finance is about to turn around. Your relationships are about to turn around. Your job situation is about to turn around. Like your sickness is about to turn around. Do you hear me? Like the things in your life that look upside down are about to turn around. We serve a God of the turnaround, man. Because the God that we serve, he will take what the enemy meant for evil. Come on, PT. And turn it for your good. Everything that looks like hell, everything that looks like depression, anxiety, discouragement, defeat, a giant. There is something that is about to turn around if you just hang on in there. If you just do not give in, do not give up, do not throw in the towel, your turnaround is right around the corner. Shit, I don't know who house that just shook. I don't know who just needed that word, but your turnaround is right around the corner. I dare you to right now type in the comment section, it's turned around. If you really want to be prophetic, go ahead and type in the comment section, it's turned around. Listen, man, like he will take what the enemy meant for evil and turn it for your very good. Speak to me, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Like, come on, man. These 3 young men, you know what I'm saying? The king, evil king at that, Nebuchadnezzar's like, yo, if you go be here with me now that y'all are slaves, you got to do what I say. So you got to eat my food when I tell you to eat it. You got to bow to me when I tell you to bow. But because of these boys and their faith and what they believed in and who they believed in, they like, nah, partner, we don't want no parts of that. We not bowing to you because you're not our God. We're not eating your food because we only eat this. Like, and so King Nebuchadnezzar is like, yo, these boys don't want to eat the food. We go do a test. You know what I'm saying? We go do a trial. I'm gonna take my greatest men and I'm gonna take you 3 boys and I want y'all to eat y'all diet. But these boys, they go eat the diet that I feed them, and I promise you they go come out better. But because they knew how to stand firm in their belief, because they knew how to stand firm in the God that they served, at the end of the day, they looked better, they were better, they could perform better. And because of their disobedience to a false god because of their disobedience to an evil king. Is it really disobedience if it's to a false god? Is it really disobedience to if it's an evil? No, it's not. It doesn't look like disobedience in God's sight. It looks like obedience in the sight of God, because you know in whom you serve, you know in whom you believe. And so he's like, yo, because y'all don't want to listen to what I'm telling you, I'm all y'all about to be consumed. But I want you to know that the God that we serve, he will take what the enemy meant for evil and turn it for your good. So he told his soldiers, there's a furnace I need you to throw these boys in. And not only do I want you to throw them in the furnace, but I want you to turn the furnace up 7 times hotter. Yeah, put it on an abnormal temperature. Put it on a temperature that I know without a shadow of a doubt, like, they're going to be consumed. Like, they're going to die if they are thrown into this pit, if they are thrown into this furnace. But I don't know who I come to speak to, man, and encourage on this episode of the Living Beyond podcast. But whatever the enemy is coming after you for, whatever trap the enemy is trying to set for you, whatever booby trap the enemy is trying to get you caught up in, I want you to know that trap is not for you. But the enemy is setting his own trap as we speak right now, because it was these soldiers that took these 3 boys, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Some would call him a bad Negro. And they threw these boys into the fiery furnace. The boys weren't consumed, but the soldiers were. I don't know who's plotting against you, but you better tell them right now. You better stop plotting against me. I don't know who's done been scandalizing your name, who's done been talking about you, who's done been persecuting you, and don't worry about it, because God is about to take what the enemy has meant for evil, and he's about to turn it around for your good, and you are about to be delivered. Whew. Man, I don't know who that one was for, but if that was for you, I dare you to right now type in the comment section, I'm delivered. Yeah, you're delivered from anxiety. You're delivered from depression. You're delivered from low self-esteem. You're delivered from poverty. Like, you're delivered from sickness. You are delivered. The enemy has one job and one job only: to steal, kill, and to destroy. Cohesively, his one job is to keep you from seeing your destiny. Listen, you wonder why you've been picked on a lot. You wonder why it seemed like you're always the one that's going through a test and you have the most testimonies out of anybody. It's because there is something unique, special about you. You have been anointed to do something, but the question is, do you know what you have been anointed to do? I'm going to ask you one more time. Do you know what you have been anointed to do? Like, whatever it is that you are facing right now in this lifetime, I need you to understand and realize that trouble don't last always, but weeping may endure for just a night, and joy is coming in the morning. We don't know when morning is. We don't know what time morning is. We don't know what day and what morning look like. But one thing we do know is that weeping cannot endure for long, because joy has power over weeping. Joy has authority over weeping. Joy has more strength over weeping. Yeah, it only endure for a night. Go ahead and get your tears out, man. Yeah, it's okay to cry. It's okay to feel the way that you're feeling right now. But I promise you're not going to feel like that for long. If you stay rooted and grounded in him, you're not staying in that pit for long. Yeah, you about to come up. You're not only coming up, but you're going from the pit to the palace in a minute, man. I don't know where they came from, but you are coming from the pit and you are going to the palace in a minute. I'm talking about 0 to 100 real quick. You feel me? But you have to learn how to hang on in there. You have to learn how to take one day at a time, one step at a time. Will you trust him even when you can't trace him? Because I need you to know the truth of the matter is this: even when you're going through the fire, he's right there with you. The Bible tells us like this: even if you make your bed in hell, God is still there. There is nowhere that you can go that he's not there. Like, there's nowhere you can run to where he will never be. Like, he is omniscient, like omnipresent, like he is everything. You feel me? And so there is no escaping his love. His love is so overwhelming to the point where even when you're in the midst of the hell that you going through, he'd be right there in that furnace. Because Nebuchadnezzar, he say, yo, wait a minute, when we threw these boys in, we threw them in, they were shackled, they were bound, but wait, they walking around and they roaming freely in the midst of the fire. See, one thing Shadrach, Meshach, and a bad Negro knew is that fire was symbolic, and it was a euphemism, meaning it was known as praise. So Nebuchadnezzar messed up because he threw them in the midst of something they were already doing. Man, y'all go catch it in a minute. He threw them in the midst of their culture, in the midst of their upbringing. These boys knew what fire felt like. They already knew what fire was, because Jeremiah said it's just like fire shut up in it. Listen, these boys had fire built down on the inside of them. This is why the fire couldn't consume them, because real recognizes real. Oh my gosh, I don't know where that came from, but I'm going to say it one more time. The reason why the fire could not consume Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego is simply because the praise recognized them as soon as they stepped into it. As soon as they stepped into fire, fire is symbolic of praise. And as soon as they stepped into praise, praise recognized what it looked like. So praise couldn't overtake them because they already been there. They knew what it felt like. They knew what it smelled like. They knew what it was. And so when they got into this familiar territory, because there was nothing foreign to about the furnace to them that they didn't know about. They already knew what the furnace was. Oh man, that's a whole nother discussion. Like, I can go super deep with that one right there, but we don't got time. But I'm saying, when Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were thrown into the fire, they were thrown into praise. And where praise is, Jesus is also. That's why Nebuchadnezzar was like, yo, wait a minute, didn't we throw in 3? I see a fourth one, and the fourth one looked like the son. How in the world did he know what the Son of Man looked like? Because the spirit that was using Nebuchadnezzar was very familiar with the spirit that was in the furnace with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Y'all would catch it probably when y'all sleep tonight. Yeah, God's gonna wake you up and you're gonna be like, wow, I got the revelation now. But listen, hang on in there, because the God that we serve is the God of the turnaround, man. He will take what the enemy is meant for evil and he will turn it for your good. Later in the story, we come to find out that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they were not consumed by the fire. They were brought out of the furnace, and Nebuchadnezzar from then said, we are going to follow the God that these boys have been following all their lives. I don't know what season you in, but you in it for a reason, because somebody else is about to grab hold onto the faith that you have and ask, how in the world did you get through that? Not knowing what you was going through, but when you tell of the testimony and the goodness and the goodness of the Lord, like, they're then going to recognize and they're then going to see it. they're going to see it. It's all for a reason. It's all for a purpose. It's all a part of the plan. Listen, it's only making the testimony greater, stronger, and it's all for his glory. So hang on in there. We serve the God of the turnaround, man. He will take what the enemy is meant for evil, turn it around for your good. The question is this: is your heart a tent for him to dwell in? I'm going to say, is your heart built as a tent for him to dwell in? Listen, we go get into it next episode. What you mean, it's my heart a tent? We'll talk about it in a minute. But until next time, family, listen, if you haven't got the Forward City album, I need you to go get Tent Revival right now. stream it, play it, buy it, like just loop it. It's been on repeat ever since I got the album. I can't, every time I step foot in the car, it's playing. Like, shout out to Pastor Travis Green, Forward City Music, my bro Denar, Iman, Tony, all y'all, man. Listen, y'all go crazy. Y'all go crazy. Keep doing y'all thing, because that's the sound that the world needs to hear. I guarantee you this, and I know this without a shadow of a doubt. After tent revival, after engaged culture, my heart has become a tent for him to dwell in. But until next time, family, we serve the God of the turnaround. He'll take what the enemy meant for evil and turn it for your good. But be blessed, be beautiful, and I love y'all.